Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast with the American Horror Story, Season 3, Episode 9, Head, which is what Umi's palm is on.
Okay.
Was on. Get your mind out of the gutter, honey. Jeez.
My mind is in my brain. Wait, no. My mind is in my head.
That's some Freaky Friday shit.
Freaky. Now I have that
Which
Aqua
is
song stuck in my head.
Clearly not in the gutter at the moment.
God damn it.
So which one of you is Lindsay Lohan?
No.
Neither.
No?
No. Also, there was Freaky Friday like 20 years before Lindsay Lohan did it, and I'd rather watch that one.
Notice that two of very popular Lindsay Lohan movies were remakes. The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I've never seen either of those.
I don't know why I know that little tidbit.
I did see the Hannah Montana movie.
Anyway, American Horror Story. There's a head.
There was.
In a box.
We found that out last week.
Yeah.
So that wasn't really news.
No.
We did see a lot of the witch hunters, though. This is a very witch hunter centric episode.
It was.
You're an organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A legitimate company that, does a little dark stuff on the side.
Yeah,
So-
apparently they're all Lindsay Lohan's PR managers.
Really?
Oh my.
What was the name of the corporation? Delphi?
Delphi. Delphi something or other.
It's like short for Delphine.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ah.
Oh.
Ah.
Do you think they work for her?
Not work for her, but are like,
Descendants of her, maybe.
they might be descendants, and since she was, her family was strung up by Voodoo Witches and might have been an offshoot of that. Who knows?
Oh, no, there was a mention somewhere that they were fighting, that they've been, hunting, like they've been hunting witches since before Salem, so there is I don't know. Maybe they are related. Who knows? We'll see. Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What'd you think about that whole corporation?
Kind of odd. I mean, we figured that there were more witch hunters.
Of course.
That, what's his face there? Hank?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Hank.
that his name?
Yes.
Hank. His name's not Hank, it's Hank now. Hank,
It's George.
definitely. I mean, we've seen the opening scene that Hank's father's teaching him how to witch hunt.
Right.
And, you're expecting it to be duck hunting, and, he's not even aiming at the ducks. It's like, what the hell, are you going to kill your father when he comes out of the weeds? What the hell's wrong with you?
I thought
It's a witch.
I thought it was hunting at first until I saw the round that they were using. And I was like,
yeah, I
they're
should
witch
notice that.
hunters. I picked that up right away. They got me for a minute. I definitely thought they were out hunting
Something.
wildlife in the woods, because they're in the woods. You wouldn't expect to be hunting witches in the woods.
No. But, yeah, that seemed a bit more organized than I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting some kind of organization, but not like major corporate financial institution organized.
Well, apparently, it's been around a long time, so why not?
Yeah, it makes sense that, they'll have, if they've lasted this long, they've figured out how to make their money and stuff like that. But gee, it still got me.
They have their own expense cards for hotel rooms and various things like that. How do they get away with that? Where are they getting this money from?
They're a financial institution like Goldman Sachs and shit like that.
Golden Sacks? Gold
Gold
Sacks?
min-
Gold Sacks?
Why do you know the
Canadians.
color of their sacks?
Never mind. But yeah,
Because, Santa Claus told them.
they're a financial institution that's probably scammed people out of their money. I'm staying on topic tonight. Screw this.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh,
Yippee-ki-yay,
Choo-choo.
motherfucker. So, Santa Claus.
so, what about him?
Well, Dasher and Dancer and... Never mind.
Say it.
So, why do you think the Voodoo Witches, Marie in particular, We're not really scared of the witch hunters.
Well, she had made that deal with Hank, and she just kind of had like a false sense of security, and she's like, "Oh, he ain't coming after us. We've basically set these witches up so they'll leave us alone." And lo and behold, that's not the case at all.
Yeah, we see Fiona walk right in with Delphine's head in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Threatens to open it in the middle of the beauty salon. So she goes into the back room. They have a little talk, and she's trying to persuade them to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Marie's not having any of that. She just doesn't care. Even after hearing the witch hunters, she just doesn't care.
Yep.
Were you guys surprised that she was just so put offish about whatever?
No, because she hired Hank. She was the one who's like, "All right, go kill these witches, and you'll get paid."
But you still don't think in the back of her mind somewhere she wasn't thinking maybe Hank's gonna betray them?
No, because she's all powerful. So she thinks she's better than Fiona. She thinks she's better than all the rest of the witches. She's been around longer than all the rest of them, so she just thinks she's the best.
Yeah. I mean, Marie threatened him directly.
Mm-hmm.
He was off in his hotel room. This was after he had the conversation with his father saying, hey, even your wife is totally on the table. Don't expect any special treatment here. She's a witch. We're after the witches. And so he's off in his hotel room. He's plotting, like, what he's going to do. And Marie starts, like, voodoo dolling him from who knows how far apart they were and gave him till the end of tonight. Like, she set the deadline straight. So his back was against the wall there.
Yeah.
But we also kind of learned, which you guys were totally supporting, that he was the one that attacked Misty. We didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know for
we
sure.
had no idea.
You guys were very adamant about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be another
Because
hunter.
of the previous episode. I mean, they show him with an arsenal laid out on his bed, and then one of the first scenes we see in the next episode is Misty getting attacked by a shotgun-wielding man.
Well, I mean, his dad had a shotgun too in the beginning of this episode, and an arsenal doesn't mean he was going to go after Misty. He has an arsenal because he's going to take down a whole coven of witches.
Mm-hmm.
Misty was just a scene.
They fooled me at the front, because at the very beginning, not only did I think it was a wilderness scene, but then when I saw the round that they were using, and I was like, oh, they're witch hunters, I go, this is a brief flashback, and that we're going to see them busting into Misty's home and shooting her, and missing and whatever, but that wasn't the case. This was even further back than we thought. This was, 20 years back?
Yeah.
22 years back, something like that. I think what did it say, 91 was the flashback? I don't even remember now.
Yes, I think so.
I think that makes sense, or it was just a while before. I don't know. 91, I guess, made sense.
But then, I mean, he goes in and guns blazing. He's taken out the entire Voodoo Coven.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if you call him a coven, but...
Tribe.
Voodoo tribe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just goes in and goes to fucking town, though.
If not for Queenie, he would have wiped them all out.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he even got Marie. It looked like he shot, and she looked like she teleported out of the way, but it still hit her. Now, is that because she was too slow to avoid it, or because the blessed silver bullet...
I think it was the blessed silver bullet.
It has a way of counteracting witch magic.
Yeah. That's why they use the silver bullet.
Yep.
So... yeah, so it still hurt her. And she's like, that's freaking... and she seemed like she couldn't... I mean, maybe because she was in a ton of physical pain, or the bullet, shuts their powers off because she couldn't do anything to him.
Right.
Like, she's got her hand up, like, ready to, implode his head, and nothing's happening.
No, it was more of a defensive thing. She was like, okay, you know what? Calm down. Let's figure this out. My hand's going to protect my chest, but, you're using a freaking shotgun. You just go right through it anyways,
Don't shoot my hand. The extra half-inch to inch thick layer of flesh will protect me.
Yeah, but, in a situation like that, what would you do?
With arms wide open.
just come at me, bro.
Do you even lift, bro?
Bro, do you even lift? Dost thou even hoist?
What?
You heard me.
Oh God.
That's not even new. That one's been around for a while.
So, Queenie saved Marie, anyway. The rest of the Coven, or the tribe, is wiped out. But is Queenie still alive?
No. All the rounds were silver, so that means that death was her death. I mean, like, she actually shot herself with the silver bullet, and so whatever magic she used to transfer them, it transferred, but it stayed with her.
But there was definitely an exit wound. So if
On
it
him.
transferred, yeah, there's an
On
exit
him.
wound on him, which means the bullet would be transferred out of her. The same way when she stabs herself with a knife or anything, like it transfers. So if there was an exit wound, that means the bullet's not lodged in her. So would it still kill her?
I don't think she's dead. I think she just passed out from fatigue because she's got a lower chest, upper abdominal wound, and that's gonna cause her to be really woozy. She uses probably a lot of her witch power to transfer. I mean, transferring a stab wound to the hand is one thing, but this is like a bullet and all of that energy there. So that probably just took every ounce of strength she had left out of her, and she passed out.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because she's never really had to transfer a bullet before. It's always been like, she stabs herself and takes the weapon out or whatever. She sticks her hand in acid and then takes her hand out. She's never still connected to this thing. This bullet is like, it was put into her head. So if it seriously happened that she transferred this bullet to come out through his head, then it's a lot more magic than she's used to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could she be dead? She passed out. I'll go with that.
Yeah, well, she did. It did
She's
show her kind of
conveniently-
collapsing.
Yeah, she's conveniently left out of all the previews for when we come back in January.
Yeah, they don't want to give anything away there, obviously, and that's effective advertising. But I'm thinking that if she was found and received medical treatment, she'll be okay. Otherwise, she would have just bled out.
Yeah.
But wasn't the ending one of the ending scenes? It's a picture of Hank's dad crying over pictures of the scene.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that means the other witch hunters went there to clean up. So if they saw that Queenie was still alive, they probably would have finished the job. Unless she figured she was
Unless she left already.
Unless she got out of there already.
Yeah.
What about Delphine? Her head's still upstairs watching
They're probably
African American history films.
She's not a witch. She's not a witch. She may have used that voodoo ritual to keep her young and didn't realize it, but she's not a witch. She is a head, but I'm thinking that the witch hunters were like, well, this is interesting.
It's not every day you walk into a room and there's a talking fucking head just sitting there on the table.
Exactly. They might be like, we're gonna take this. It might be good for bartering.
Not only a talking head, but it was a head that was singing Dixie.
And an extremely racist head. If
No.
that one black witch hunter walked in there, she'd have been like, "Oh, great, another one."
She would, you know what? At that point, she would have been like, she probably would have done it on purpose so that he would pop her in the brain and kill her.
Now,
If
can
that
you guys
even
explain something to me? Delphine was put in the ground sometime around 1834.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Was it 1834?
Somewhere around there.
Okay.
Long
Right.
time ago.
Dan Emmett, the guy who composed Dixie, did so in 1859.
See, now you're gonna have him look it up.
How does Delphine know to sing Dixie if she's been underground all this time?
You're right. I have to look this up now because I know that she went into the ground pre-Civil War. That's all I know. I don't know when it was or whatever, but when the hell did she get dug out of the ground? Was it the first episode or the second episode?
Second.
All right, well, let's take a look. We would like to see the full synopsis, please. Dinner party, 1834, you're right.
I don't know. Maybe it's something she overheard. I mean,
maybe it's something she overheard in the South, or maybe it's just a loophole that the writers didn't check into that much detail.
Ooh, loopholes.
Finding holes in their stories.
Well,
This
I mean,
is the same thing. Like Disney had Genie from Aladdin, who's locked away in the Cave of Wonders for 10,000 years. Yet he knows all these different actors that we're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So either Aladdin took place 10,000 years in the future, or they fucked up.
That's Disney for you. They wanted to add some adult humor into their kids show.
Right.
It's like a lot of people point out Prometheus, the movie for this. Like the little things they do in here, like, you know, Charlize Theron, her character says, you know, oh, we're more than, you know, I forgot what to say. We're more than like 1 billion miles or 2 billion miles away from Earth, or away from the solar system at this point. And they could have paid some kid 5 cents to Google, you know, astronomical units of distance, and found that 2 billion miles away from the sun puts them just further than Pluto's orbit, and not in another solar system. So like little errors like that. So it was probably something that just slipped through the cracks.
Probably.
Something little.
Probably.
And probably nobody would have probably noticed unless it was pointed out to them, or if they were familiar with, you know, that song.
A lot of people are familiar with Dixie. I know a lot of people that they're whistling Dixie all the time. No. So
Perhaps.
Myrtle Snow.
No relation to the, you know, to the Stark Snow, like Jon Snow. No relation.
Or Al Snow from WWF, who conveniently
no
carries
relation.
around a mannequin head.
But yeah, none of the Snows in Game of Thrones have relation to each other because it's a name given to all bastards of the North.
Yes.
So Myrtle was the one that restored Cordelia's eyesight.
So she still has magic.
She still has magic, which we were unsure if that carried over or not since they died.
Right.
Apparently it does.
Apparently it does. We have not seen Madison do anything yet, but Myrtle is obviously showing that off. And she even claims that she's more powerful now.
But were you guys expecting Misty to be the one that healed her eyes, not Myrtle?
Yes. I was actually expecting Misty to do the healing, but...
That's the direction they seem to be pushing it.
Yeah.
But, you know, as Myrtle said, you know, the fires taught me secrets, and I brought back more than a few.
Are you surprised Cordelia's powers went away with her vision?
That's how it seems. I mean, it could be just like, you know, just something her body's it's getting used to seeing again. It might be, you know, now that she has actual eyesight, her foresight might be something that just activates when it's triggered. Whereas before, it was every time she touched someone.
Right.
Well, in, you know, reality, if somebody goes blind from a traumatic injury, their other 4 senses are you know, they slowly become stronger to compensate for the lack of vision. So that's a plausible effect right there. She goes blind, and, you know, some witchy power comes to the surface to compensate for her lack of vision. Now that she's got her vision back, it's not needed anymore, so back down below the surface. She probably still has the power. This is dormant.
Yeah, she still has the power. That's why I said, like, you know, her power's not going to happen every time she touches someone. But if it's triggered, it will come to be. And I think that's where they're going to go with that. So she gets, you know, glimpses of events here and there.
Yeah. What about the means in which Myrtle acquired these brand new eyes?
Oh,
That was very interesting.
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant.
What did she end up poisoning them with? Did you catch that?
It was something that was in the grapes.
Plant. Yeah, she put something in the melon. They were melon balls. She balled them out with a melon baller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something she put in the melon. I think it was like an herb or a toxin or something. I think it was something she got out of Cordelia's, greenhouse.
Yeah, obviously.
But the way she described it, it sounded like a horrible way to die.
Turned
And
your veins to stone.
like
muscles.
first it paralyzes you, and then it does this and that and this and that, and then you die. And
It's like those stories you hear about when you're on a surgery table with a doctor,
yeah.
and you are conscious of what's happening. You can see, you can hear, you can feel the pain, but you cannot react at all. Your body's completely paralyzed. I think it's probably around the same. It's probably following the similar line as that.
Well, that's when everything but the paralytic has worn off, and you're just laying there like, you better hope that if you wake up during surgery that both the paralytic and the painkillers are still in effect and you're just awake.
Mm-hmm.
It's slightly less traumatic then, although still
traumatic.
pretty fucked up. But yeah, that was pretty horrible. Like they're about to suffer in one of the worst ways possible. By the way, I'm gonna scoop an eyeball out of both of you with this melon baller, which I think back like years ago, I was holding a melon baller and I go, wow, this would be an effective tool to scoop somebody's eyeball out with. I have actually said that out loud.
Apparently you weren't the only one that thought that.
No.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last time I even considered something like that was the original Terminator, right? Didn't he rip his eyeball out with a spoon?
Yes, he did with a spoon.
Yeah. So,
Am I like the only sane person who has never thought of that?
I don't know. I'm just clairvoyant. That's all it is. I can see the future.
Yeah, okay.
you gonna play the lotto this week?
I should and will not win.
Why not?
To quote what's her face, that character with 30 seconds of screen time from the last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm not that lucky.
But you're clairvoyant.
And he just told you he's not gonna win.
Thank you, hon.
God damn it. I was out logicked.
High five.
No, she left you hanging.
Yeah, don't leave me hanging. If we weren't recording, I'd come out there and boop your nose again. Leave me hanging. Which got me chased through the house, pinched, hair ripped out, and all kinds of horrifying things. I think I have a bald patch on my back now. He just shrugs, like, not denying it.
So, has Myrtle completely gone off the deep end here?
Vengeance.
Yeah, she's mad at them because they were like all with Fiona, like, yeah, you have to burn.
Okay, initially I would say no. She didn't go off the complete deep end. She's just getting vengeance. But that scene with her laughing maniacally as she chopped their body parts, body into pieces and started dipping them into a vat, which looked like a vat full of acid or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, that scene, yeah, she's gone off the deep end.
Who's
That's
worse,
like
her
killer.
or Madison?
At this point?
Myrtle, definitely.
God, yes.
We actually really have... Madison was calmly walking down the same hallway as Zoe to get Nan.
I mean, Madison at her peak.
At her peak?
Yeah.
Before she got murdered?
When she's just like flipping buses over with the wave of her hand, setting curtains on fire.
That was just her and teenage angst.
That was a flash of anger.
That was teenage angst.
So now what about Fiona? Who's worse, Fiona or Myrtle?
As far as craziness goes, Myrtle, I think, at this point. Although, we haven't... I wouldn't count Fiona out on the crazy brigade.
Well, Fiona is crazy. She's just plain crazy. There's no... But, I mean, Myrtle, she was probably a little bit, kooky before, but now she's experienced death. First she experienced being backstabbed and framed, which would totally make anybody angry and insane. And then she experienced death, and then she was brought back to life. And, she has to deal with all this stuff with Fiona still. And, Fiona is, still the supreme. And she had all that stuff with Cordelia, and now the witch hunters. And, there's just, there's a lot on her plate, so I could see her just being completely gone now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
No, but Fiona did kind of redeem herself a little bit in the eyes of the girls. They walk in and all of a sudden Kyle's sitting there playing gin.
Yeah.
He's talking like
Yeah, that was
normal.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, just moments before the last we saw him, he just snapped the dog's neck. Like,
He was hugging too hard. He really didn't know what he was doing. He's like, "Oh, it's a puppy. I'm gonna give him a hug," and he just squeezed too hard, and that's it. Poor puppy.
Same effect of Lenny from Of Mice and Men. What was it, a bunny or a kitten? I don't know what it was, but he killed a poor innocent baby animal because he pet it too hard. He just doesn't know his own strength.
Exactly. He didn't know any better.
He was
why
like,
am I having flashbacks of Dumb and Dumber with the pretty bird, pretty birdie?
oh my god, you're fucking horrible.
What?
Coming up on A Current Affair, a Providence, Rhode Island youth, disabled blind kid who was duped into buying a dead bird. I just thought he was really quiet. And I'm thinking, wow, it's just fucking hard. It makes me think that movie was brilliant in so many ways beneath the surface. And then there was that guy who made the trailer as if it was like a serious, murder flick. Or like a thriller. And it works better as a thriller, I think, the trailer, than a comedy. Sorry, I'm getting off topic again. I can't wait for the sequel to that.
That is the derailed topic. Oh, really? Really? That's my Christmas card?
Yeah.
She had to get you one.
Mm-hmm.
We had found a train card. I don't know if she told you, but it didn't play choo-choo noises. It just played some random weird song.
Yeah. It wasn't even. I would have considered it, but it didn't play my Christmas tree or "Oh Christmas Tree." I was like, no, some random little. Couldn't even tell what Christmas song it was. It was stupid.
Oh Christmas tree, you're stuck in my fucking head again.
So, I guess the last thing to bring up, if we could even get back on topic after that, Luke's mother. Does she not even know she was dead?
I don't think so.
They never addressed that. I honestly, it seems like it's just she like must have felt like she blacked out and woke up, and then her son was,
Yeah, but they didn't explain that at all. I mean,
No,
yeah,
they
she was
didn't.
only dead for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then Misty brought her back immediately. So there would have been very little, if any, side effects.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously the bullet wounds would have healed. Wouldn't she remember getting shot twice?
No, depends on how
Yeah, I know.
Misty's powers work
True.
and how traumatic it was, the pain and whatever. Sometimes it's like instantaneous shock, and you just completely forget.
Whatever it was, she apparently doesn't realize she was dead.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. But she became accepting of Nan really quickly. Like, they spent like 5 minutes in the hospital room, like, yelling at each other, and then all of a sudden, they're like holding hands and singing Kumbaya. What do you think turned things around for her? What made her believe so quickly?
Probably because Nan pulled out a tender moment from when he was 8.
Yeah.
Or, well, obviously he was talking, he's unable to, move or control his body, but his consciousness is there. And he's telling Nan everything to say. So he's probably like, all right, tell her this, and this will get her to trust you.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So
So
she did.
We learned a really dark secret from Luke's mom.
That she killed her husband?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Don't worry, I won't fill your vehicle full of wasps.
You'd have to find the specific type I'm allergic to.
Do you carry an EpiPen with you?
No, I really should. The thing is, though, it's Yellow Jackets. The last time I was stung, I didn't have any reaction. At all. when I was a kid, I would go into severe, anaphylaxis and, need to be rushed to the hospital, even with an EpiPen. But the last time I got stung by a yellow jacket, and I asked, it was clearly a yellow jacket. Right. Nothing happened. So I told this to my doctor. He thinks I grew out of the allergy, which happens, but...
Every 7 years or so, your body changes allergies.
That's what they say. But I don't know.
I don't want to risk it.
I don't want to risk it. I developed my grandfather's allergy where if I eat eggs for breakfast and then shrimp for dinner, I'll have a severe reaction. It's the weirdest thing, but my dad used to tell me that all the time. And one day, one day I eat Young Chow fried rice, which has egg and shrimp in it, and I'm just like, I really don't feel so good right now. Why is my tongue not fit in my lower? Oh shit! That was my exact reaction. That was a bad one.
Now, I feel like I've seen that bee thing somewhere before.
In this show?
Not in the show. Somewhere. I feel like it was a TV show, a movie, something where I saw bees trapped in a car. And I and they were the reason somebody died or something.
Yes.
Was it an episode of CSI or something?
Pretty Little Liars.
Was it Pretty Little Liars?
I believe it was Pretty Little Liars.
I was going to say, I was thinking it was Supernatural. But
there were bees involved in an episode of Supernatural, I remember.
But I think it
was Pretty Little Liars. Arya's mom.
It's Arya's mom.
Arya's mom was in the car, and they came out of the air
vents. Yeah, just all of a sudden, like, I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, I feel like I've seen like this scene before, but I know it wasn't this show. It was like it's so weird, like how they would do that in the, I don't know.
Still, I have to say,
within the same season, it's like this season, and it was this past season of Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
So.
That's all I need is bees in the fucking car.
Bees? So, I mean, as quickly as she accepted Nan, she turned on her just as quickly.
Well, because now Nan's pulling out something she doesn't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because she got away with, it looked like he got stung by a couple bees that just happened to get into his car. I mean, nobody's going to suspect murder. If you're known allergic to bees and you get stung by a bee in your car and you die, nobody's going to suspect anything. Go for it.
You know how after the bee scene, it shows her walking into his office and he's sitting in his chair.
That was a flashback to a previous time.
So it was a flashback to a flashback?
It was a flashback within a flashback.
Yeah.
Because
that was what got her onto it, because there he is getting blown by his secretary.
Oh, I didn't see the secretary.
Oh, yeah.
That's why she was all awkward, and he backed up away from his desk really quickly.
All you could see was the very top of her head.
That's why I didn't notice. I wasn't looking there.
She was down there, but yeah. So she walks in on him getting head from. Episode's name is Head.
There's
she walks
so many
in,
references to Head this episode. It's crazy.
She walks in on her husband getting head from his secretary, and then he calls and says, "You know what? I want a divorce, all this other stuff." And then there she is with like the spare keys to his car, making sure the doors keep locking when he tries to get out as he's getting stung to death by bees. That's just horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
As someone who's experienced that somewhat, that's not nice.
One bee in a vehicle does not mean a whole vehicle full of bees coming at you. It's one bee trying to get the fuck out. There's a difference.
But as soon as that one bee stings you, it sends a pheromone signal to all of the other, like, kill!
But if there's one bee in your vehicle.
Yes, it's one bee in your vehicle.
What I'm trying to get at is just, everybody just freaks out. There's a bee in the car. Oh my god! I do it too, but you know what? It's a bee. It's the same thing as a spider up in the wall on the other end of your freaking house, and you see it. It just barely. It's like so tiny you can barely see it, but it's there. You don't want to fucking move.
I can understand if the spider all of a sudden crawls down like a foot away from you or something like that. Across the room is no big deal.
No, across the room is still bad.
I was sitting on the computer earlier today, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw something, and sure enough, there was a spider on a string dangling maybe about an inch away from my head, and I was like, "Oh, spider!" And I went, and I just crushed it, and I went, "Boop!" That was it. That was the end of that story. But bees, like if I correct me if I'm wrong, but yellow jackets, aren't they the ones that they don't die when they sting you?
A lot of wasp breeds don't die when they sting you.
Most wasps do. It's I think it's yellow jackets.
No, a lot of wasps can sting you multiple times. It's part of a lot of wasps is part of their reproductive cycle. So if they, and they live on after, like desert wasps or desert hawks or whatever, tarantula hawks, that's what they're called. They fly in, sting a tarantula, lay their eggs in its body, fly away, and then the hatchlings hatch out and eat the tarantula from the inside out.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of wasps that do that to big caterpillars.
You hear
Bugs
that?
are nasty.
You hear that, Umi? There are bees that infect spiders. So the next time you're looking, there could be a spider with bee eggs in it, and if you go to attack it, all these bees could burst out of the spider and attack you.
No, they're little.
It'd be larva.
Worm. They're little wriggly worm larvae. They can't fly yet.
Shh! Don't tell her this. She needs to be petrified of spider bees.
Mind you,
spider bees. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pan Henry.
God.
Henry Pan.
The wasp that goes after these is like 1.5 inches, 2 inches fucking long, and supposedly has the second most painful sting of any stinging insect on the planet.
So, let's talk more about the dog. It was so damn cute, and then Kyle killed it with a big old hug. Big old loving hug.
Talk about the shortest cameo appearance by any character.
Why did she have a dog in the first place? Like, that was just completely random. I know she explained it, but it was just so random.
Dogs, depending on the breed, they can actually feel a presence that's alarming to their owner if they're loyal to that person, and they can feel it, and they could be like sitting in the bush across the street, and your dog's gonna be like losing its mind. So it's probably just like, and she's a witch. She could probably, cast a little something on it so it has extra sight or whatever, extra hearing. So, yeah, the dog was protecting for more than one reason.
It was just so random that she had it. It was just like, there was no mention of a dog anywhere, and then all of a sudden it's just there. It's just, it was just really weird, and it seemed like its only purpose was to die. Like, it was brought in for Kyle to kill it, and no other reason.
And then for her to see, there's an even better guard dog.
I guess that opened up a door for Fiona and Kyle there, because, she wouldn't have known about Kyle if the dog wasn't, like, scratching at the door and she let it in and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
he smelled a corpse, basically.
He probably doesn't smell like a corpse anymore.
No.
There's probably something that's still there that a dog can detect, and the dog was like, "Ooh, there's free food in here. Bitch, open the door."
I'm pretty sure a dog would not want to eat a corpse.
Yeah.
Fresh, recently dead, fresh corpse. Yeah, they'd want the meat off of that. You kidding me?
Dogs will eat anything.
So will my cat, Jasper.
Yes.
Your cat would eat you before you started decomposing.
No, he wouldn't. He'd eat the salad.
Brilliant.
He does. He eats salad. I'm not kidding.
It's like our Dalmatian who used to eat green peppers and cucumbers. He loved them.
Yeah. So, alright, so she found Kyle, right? She put them all back together. And Zoe's like, "Oh, so you fixed him." And Fiona's like, not quite. He's not all there. What do you think she meant by he's not all there? He seemed pretty fine to me.
She probably bumped him up, as best she could.
I mean,
or as best that could be done, but he's still, a little...
Yeah, I mean, it would probably mean she bumped up his intelligence so he could communicate better with everybody. He could take orders better, understand what he has to do, and also learn how to control what he can do. Like his strength, like hugging the dog to death. She probably fixed that so that he's not going to hug Zoe and kill her. You know? And plus he's dead already, so if he gets shot, it's like, Whoa. Okay, I'm coming at you some more.
I don't know if he's a zombie at this point. He's just
Yeah,
reanimated.
He's
That's the finger here.
reanimated. I'm not saying he's a zombie. Did I say he was a zombie? I said he was dead already. I didn't.
No, he's dead already, but he was reanimated. So does that mean he's like if they shot Madison? See, I'm doing it now. Madison or Myrtle or anybody who's been resurrected like that, wouldn't they die again like normal?
Yeah.
So
I
isn't
don't know.
that the same case with him, or is he special because he was stitched together Frankenstein style?
I think he's special because he was stitched together Frankenstein
He's
style.
just special in general. Like
Well,
bicycle helmet special.
obviously.
Mm-hmm. Bicycles. Wow.
God. Next.
I'm just saying what everybody was thinking.
I wasn't thinking it.
But you are now.
Fuck you.
Alright, so next week we have the magical
No.
delights. What?
Before
Next,
Oh,
next episode.
yeah, next
before
episode.
before the next episode, we talk about Marie coming to the Coven and
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so very end of the episode, like the last literal minute and a half, Marie comes up, knocks on the Coven's door, and Fiona just lets her in. They don't say anything.
Well, she just had that look on her face, like that.
She had that smirk.
That smirk, and looked at Fiona with that, fuck you, bitch, you were right look.
No,
Mhm.
no, I meant Fiona had the smirk. Marie didn't.
Like-
have the
Well,
smirk.
yeah, because she saw Marie's fuck you, bitch, you were right smirk.
Mhm.
The look on
Face.
Marie's face.
Yeah.
So that's why she had that smirk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, this is why
Like
I think
that told you so smirk.
this is why I think Queenie may be dead, because Queenie wasn't there with her, and if Queenie was alive, Marie would have wanted to take Queenie with her saving her. But Queenie could have escaped on her own.
It is a
We don't know.
possibility that, Marie just glanced at her, is like, I need to get the fuck out of here. She looks dead. I'm out. And then Queenie later is like, wakes up from her, blackout session and, is like, oh, I'm in pain. I'm actually in pain for once. Oh my God. I need to go right now. And then she took Delphine with her.
Yeah. So what do you think this means for the Coven now if they're going to team up with Marie? I mean, Marie's by herself at this point. She doesn't have her tribe with her, so it's literally her. She has nowhere else to turn, so it's not surprising that she's going to join up with the Coven.
I mean, she's gonna help. She's gonna join up and, she's gonna do what she needs to do that benefits her. She's still gonna lay down ground rules. She's still gonna be like, you know what? I'm the oldest bitch in town. You better fucking listen to me. I don't care who you are.
And also, she, really, I mean, it's just her out of her tribe. But she was the only real power in that tribe that we've seen.
That we've seen.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was the one casting all the massive, crazy hoodoo spells and things like that. So
It's voodoo, not
I know it's voodoo. But she was casting all these crazy spells. So she's bringing most of the power of her tribe with her already.
I tried. I lost it.
Why'd you lose it? What'd I do?
Silence. Oh, okay. No. I don't know. It's hard to say what Marie's capable of still. Even without her tribe. Maybe she did get some extra power from the people around her. But I mean, she's still gonna be a bitch about everything and be like, I deserve more and you better listen to me instead of you running the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yup.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now,
Now
Next
the
episode.
synopsis. Yes.
ne- not next week, like I originally said. We got what, 2 weeks off? 3?
January 18th? No.
8th. It comes back
8th.
January 8th, I think it
So
said.
yeah,
So
like
yeah,
what?
we have
3 weeks, somewhere around there.
A few weeks, yeah.
Let's see, this episode just aired on the 11th, so we have the 18th, the 25th, the 1st, and then the 8th. So, yes,
so 4 weeks from now.
The episode is called The Magical Delights of Stevie Nicks. Fiona attempts to out the new Supreme with a visit from Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
That makes sense because Misty Day's like, if they think Misty's going to be the new Supreme, bringing Stevie Nicks around would make her go completely crazy and like, because she's like a complete Fleetwood Mac fan. So, I mean.
She's a Fleetwood Mac, more than a fan, like
fanatic.
Unhealthy obsession. That's what fan is short for. But, yeah, like stalker obsession. So all of a sudden, here comes one of her idols, walks through the door. She's probably going to have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Joygasm, I don't know, something.
Some sort of gasm.
Some sort of gasm, be it good or bad.
And Cordelia learns the truth about Hank and the witch hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Not really surprising.
It'll make it easier for, the Coven to fight the witch hunters.
Do you think Hank's going to team up with them?
Hank's dead.
Hank's dead.
Oh, yeah. Do you think he would have teamed up with them?
It's hard to say.
He definitely went there. I don't know. He's got a grapefruit-sized hole in the back of his head. It's hard to know what he would have done.
So do you think Hank's going to join up with them?
No.
I mean, Misty could resurrect him.
I think he's already been cleaned up by the organization.
I also think that I don't know how good Misty can do when he's missing a large portion of his brain.
She's got mud.
You saw what she did to Kyle, right?
As Myrtle said, the mud is a metaphor for her magical power.
She uses the mud to heal things.
She uses the mud, but it's her actual power that's doing the healing.
Right. But she's got mud. She could just slap it into his brain.
I don't think it works that way, but okay.
She's got to fill the hole somehow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's she going to put Play-Doh in there?
Oh my God.
She can make a mean spaghetti dinner out of Play-Doh.
I'm stuck on the comment. I'm stuck on the comment. She's got to fill the hole somehow, and my dirty mind is just, wow. You can't throw anything at me because I'm in a different room now.
We could have Spaghetti Tuesdays with Play-Doh on Wednesday.
No, we can't have Spaghetti Tuesdays anymore. But anyway.
And finally, Madison tries to eliminate her competition for the supremacy.
Okay, so now we're going to see a little bit of Madison's power coming back here.
Yep.
She's obviously testing everybody right at this moment because nobody really knows. I mean, they say it's Misty, but nobody really knows who the new Supreme's going to be. I mean, I don't think the Supreme is Misty because that's where the show is like, it's going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be.
Like, yeah, it's not going to be Misty, even though she has one wickedly good power. I mean, they said it's not Madison because she had a defect, even though she's showing multiple powers. And then we don't know about Zoe because she showed some brilliant flash of power that knocked Marie on her ass from across town. And, I mean, we don't know what's going on there. Cordelia gained more powers. I'm still with the theory that the supremacy is passing on to multiple people.
Yeah, it's being spread out.
Could go to Cordelia.
It couldn't. Well, here's my, offshoot of a theory. Maybe Cordelia really got pregnant and all the powers are going to her baby. I mean, that's completely out of this world. But...
No, they did set that up, so
yeah,
that would make a lot of sense.
Cordelia gets pregnant with the new Supreme, and the new Supreme is born when Fiona dies.
Ooh, it's getting juicy.
That's one way to refer to pregnancy. Juicy.
I mean, Zoe's kind of the underdog obvious, though. Like, if you're rooting for her, but she's obvious.
She is kind of obvious, and, I mean, I don't know.
Myrtle, I doubt it. She wants to be. She's always
wanted to be.
She's too old for the role, though.
We don't know that. We don't know how that works. Fiona could go, and then all of a sudden Myrtle just coming back from the dead, acquiring some new powers, and all these secrets she brought back with her, she could turn into the Supreme, only to die moments later, and have
but we've always
some
seen
other
the supremacy pass on to a younger teenage witch.
That doesn't mean it has to.
True.
I have the
But
baby
always,
theory.
we saw one time.
Mm-hmm. I have the baby theory, and I also think if Queenie is still alive, that, you know, she came back from the brink of death, and now all these powers are ignited in her. And it was kind of foreshadowed because, you know, Fiona was kind of like haha tossing around the idea that she's going to be the new Supreme. And maybe it is possible that Queenie is, but she just has to jump through some hoops to get there.
I'd like to see Nan.
Nan would be awesome.
A lot of people would like to see Nan, I think.
Yeah, I was actually reading some comments, and a lot of people were rooting for Nan to be the next Supreme. So, I mean, I think that's to be expected for a lot of the viewers of this show, so I don't think the writers are going to go in that direction.
I would like it. It would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It would.
It would.
Omikins, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Where's your lower third?
It's got pizza sauce on it, so I'm not using it.
Oh. Mike, where can the people find you booping your wife's nose?
At that place on Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren. The booping the wife's nose gets me pain. I would show you the glittery one, but it annoyed the wife, and she started fixing it so the letters were bigger, and she just stopped halfway through.
As I close the show out, if you run now, you could totally boop her nose before the show ends. Hint, hint, hint.
Hint, hint, hint. She's preparing. I am so
So you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. You can leave us some comments on Facebook.
I'm serious. Get the fuck away from me.
Tweet us. Or email us gmail.com. With ASOTVpodcast at gmail.com.
I almost got you.
Yeah, so until next week. Or till 3 weeks from now. I'll see you guys later.
Wait, no, I can't do that because I'll wind up poking in the eye or some shit.
You're an asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
No, I was talking to Dom. Get out of here, seriously. I'm gonna throw this at you. Is there a... You put all the knives away, for serious. What?
Totally off topic here. Till next time, everybody. Can I have my stick back?
I think we're good now.
Oh my god. Beep.
Get out of here. Go away. Fuck. Dom, I'm gonna kill you.